Hello, everyone. This is Chris Sweda from That's My Entertainment. We're about ready to start the press room for Infinity. Come along with us as we find out the latest news. Hey guys, we are here with some of the great members from Infinity, and I want you guys, if you could, please just introduce yourselves.
Sure. Jason Spizak, and I play Gaspar. Jax.
I'm Zara Fuzzle, and I play Danya.
Wes Gleason, the voice director.
So,
Director, I play the Gleason. That's right. We're related to Jackie Gleason. Yeah.
so Wes, I want to start with you. How did you come to pick these guys for the voices of the characters?
Oh, wow, that's such a collaborative process to where we receive auditions from actors, various parts of the world for a project like this. And in listening back to those reads with the team, it's really a collaborative thing. So for these two especially, jumped off immediately for Jay Oliva as he heard their performance, just felt that was the essence of the character and kind of went from there.
Awesome. Now, for you guys, every actor and voice actor has a process that they go through to build their characters. How much freedom did you have to basically make this character your own?
I mean, I'll go first. An incredible amount of freedom. One of the lovely things about an IP like Infinity that hasn't really been established yet, and they are creating something not from whole cloth, but they're creating it for the first time in animation. You get to really enjoy the collaborative process at its best because you try things. You know, I was in the booth trying things like, hey, is this where you want Gaspar to be? Is he a little more, snarky? Is he a little less? Is he more sidekick? And so really, to be honest, the creative freedom is top notch on this series. And it's one of the things I think leads to great quality.
Yeah, absolutely. When I got the audition for Danya, it was very important to me to keep it, following the youth of the character and the accent of the character. But other than that, I just kind of let the story really inform me about who she was. I sensed she was somebody with a very difficult past. And so a defense mechanism to protect herself from that, she developed this sort of hardness, this tough exterior. And so it was very intuitive, the character. She was right there on the page. And then once we got into the sessions and started to really dial in, okay, where age-wise should her voice sit? What should the accent really be? I don't feel like there was a ton of differentiation from what I brought in with the audition. And it was really just a joy to keep playing and expanding and letting more of the story inform who she was.
That's because you nailed it.
Hey!
Also, none of us have it figured out going in, right? Like part of the fun is just finding it as we go.
Yeah.
So as much as they might have had an audition that really clicked with Jay's ear and just spoke so true to the character, still in the final recording process, there's changes, right? There's room to explore. There's unique things that they bring to a character that were outside of that audition or the material that you didn't see because you only get a glimpse of it for those initial sides. Helps, I think, inform more of what you're doing when you come back and re-record those lines.
And there's one thing that Wes is incredible at is sort of asking, oh, hey, what about this? Right? So as a voice actor, one of the things that an incredibly talented voice director like Wes gives you is just sort of leads you into places where who knows if that will be where you finally end up. That's not the point. The point is to explore creatively, this moment. What part of the character is on display in this moment? And, you're so gifted at, oh, wait, let's try this really quick. And there's no wrong answers there. And it's incredibly comfortable and inviting as a performer to work with someone like that.
So, Wes, I'm going to give you the final question, and this one's going to be a little bit hard. Which one did you like better? No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't ask. Now, when recording, was there a moment, now without giving too much spoilers away, was there a moment so far that you've recorded that you're like, damn, like just really hit you hard?
Absolutely. There's a character, I don't know how much we're allowed to divulge of the story. In a seemingly crucial point in our tale when pivotal character passes away, our lead character, Danya, is forced with this choice of reviving that character and staying with them or pursuing
Something else.
Something else.
Her own objective.
Her own objective that would be for the greater good. So I think that conflict and just that moment of tension and acceptance is really what I found to be a wow moment, both in performance and in story, from both you and Rafi Brosian, as far as what you guys bring to that. So
There's another incredibly gifted actor on this series.
So great.
yeah, without having them record together, like I love that you guys know each other going in, so there's automatic chemistry. I feel like between Gaspar and Danya.
Yeah.
We are excited to see it. I know it's a very busy con, so I thank you guys for being here with us today. And have a great rest of the con.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Well, gentlemen, can I have you introduce yourselves for our viewers?
Well, I'm Gutiérrez Luis Quiñones. I'm one of the creators of Infinity, which is a miniature game, and also we are expanding two other areas as a board games also.
My name is Jay Oliva. I'm the executive producer and director of the animated series.
And my name is Alberto Aval, and I'm one of the partners of Corvus Belli and director of art in the company too.
Awesome. Well, welcome, gentlemen. Now, first question off the bat, what was it like taking this tabletop game and transforming it, building this story into an anime?
You want to? Well, you know, for me, I've always done a lot of adaptations over the years, so this was basically a labor of love because I've been a big fan of what they've done with the miniatures. But I think ask Gutiérrez how it feels to see what he's created as a miniature game turning into something a whole brand new. How does it feel?
In short words, dream come true. That's all. That's all.
That's really what it is. How about you? How do you take the art direction of that? Like, how does the art come from that?
It's really it's very very interesting to see how our different designs for our miniatures that have a very specific way to do. It's converting in the animation different characters that have another way to do the same thing. It's very very interesting.
So now I have to ask this question. Do you guys have a scene that, without giving away spoilers now, of course, do you have a scene so far that was your favorite that you're just like, yes?
The space elevator. When they're in the space elevator coming from the planet to orbit, and you can see that space station right over there, and then you see in the trailer the ship be launching through the jump gate. It's really amazing to me. It was like, yeah, awesome.
Alberto, what's yours?
For me, I think that the main scene that I like is when the main character jumps from two different roofs and stop a little and then finish. And I said, we have an anime.
They're all my children, so I love it all. But there's a few moments. I think there's a scene where she's on the rooftop and the ship comes up. That's one of my favorite ones. That's one of those things where I already had it in my head of how I wanted to direct it. And then the other scene was probably when Kassad shows up. When you see him, when he stabs the guy in the throat and then he reappears. That effect I thought was very Infinity cyberpunk kind of look that I wanted to really capture.
Well, gentlemen, we know you're busy, and I appreciate you for being here today. Thank you very kindly. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jojo Aguilar.
I'm Freddie Weidman, composer.
So, now this is a completely new universe because it's taking a tabletop game and turning it into an animated series. I'm going to start with you. How do you compose that to help that music just bring that world to life?
Well, in this case, it's untapped territory. Nobody's ever made a show or a movie about these characters in this world before. So for me, it's just a wonderful blank canvas to basically do whatever I want to make something new that is just part of that show alone. It's not the fifth time I'm doing another superhero character that I've scored before. So it's a very wonderful place to start because it's fresh. It's nothing that restricts me in any capacity, in any direction. I can do whatever I want and what the creative people behind it deem fit. And on top of it, stunning visuals.
Yeah, I mean, how do you do the visual portion of that? I mean,
Well, unlike Fred, he could be more free. I had to work with an already established IP, but they were very flexible and accepting of the art that we gave them, and we just tried to add on to their like original designs and make, maybe a wider audience. So yeah, that was really fun.
Now, do you guys have a piece, without giving too many spoilers away, do you have a part in the film that is your favorite? Like, was your favorite piece to compose or your favorite piece to go, yes?
Oh, I can answer this easy. It's when everything came together, especially the music and the acting, or the voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when everything came together, and I first saw things, scenes and feelings come out, I just was like so excited. That was my favorite. Everything coming together at the end.
So the whole thing just brought together.
Yeah.
Did you have a part?
Yes. For me, it was the opening because I wanted to do something that starts with a solo vocalist, and we spent so much time just trying to find a new kind of way of singing with this one singer that I used, and I think that's this part I'm really proud of because it's something you can't quite put your finger on. Is it ethnic? Is it classical? Is it pop? What is this?
Something new.
It's something new, but it fits and it creates this sort of alien world in a beautiful way.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I know we're short on time, but I thank you guys for being here. Thank you. What was it like taking this franchise and bringing it over into an anime?
It was a lot of fun. The lore behind Infinity is so dense, so rich, and there's a lot there. And when you have something that has that much love put in it by Gautier, who's essentially the creator of the Infinity story, there's a lot to play with. And for Jay and the team, it was like, how do we take that and find that perfect entry point that gives fans, whether they're existing fans or new fans like myself, to the property, that point where they can come into and it feels approachable. Because, as you know, many times when you find something new, especially in our space, it can be a bit overwhelming. And we really wanted to make sure that when we took Infinity to the world, we brought it to a level of approachability and accessibility that let new fans come into the fold and be like, this is something that I loved. I feel like this is for me. But also make sure that fans came into it and said, yes, this is what I wanted. And I think that authenticity is where Jay really does an amazing job of being a fan. And you see it when everything that he works on, he's a fan of. And you can feel that in the work. And it's very much the same thing we wanted to do with Infinity. The nice thing about it is because Infinity is a newer property to Western markets, the US, Canada, but it's doing very well. It's a strong tabletop competitor in Europe. What are we going to do with it beyond even the animated series? And that's kind of where I came into the fold. Was my background, I worked at 20th Century Fox and Amazon on the creative leading world building and kind of transmedia strategy. Whether it's a video game, a novel, a comic, what are those other stories that still stay approachable and introduce new fans to this property through other channels? Exactly. Yeah. You may never play the tabletop game, but if we get you in through the series, yes, that's what we want to do. We just want to get people excited about this brand because the lore and the story that's there, however you want to engage with it, is really, really amazing and something that we want the whole world to see.
So, what was your biggest challenge taking this, to do this?
I would say the biggest challenge is deciding what. Like, where do we start? You really have to dive through a lot of stuff when you've got that much lore.
Yeah, you probably got a lore, just like books of books and games and all that stuff.
Yeah, and when Jay looked at it, it was kind of this idea of we want to find a faction. Within this world, there's lots of different factions that was not the most popular. But it was something where there was an element of discovery for the existing fans to get in there. And that's kind of where he's like, okay, we know that this faction is the most popular. They'll be featured. We'll put stuff in there about them. But we want to give something that existing fans may not have as much information about. So there's something new for them as well. So that's kind of where they landed on is like, here's a couple spots we can start. We picked one, but then some of those elements are still going to be coming in throughout the series as well.
Yeah, and there's those people who play that faction who are probably like, yes, we get credit.
100%. You see it in the comments on the trailer of like, oh, I have to dust off my Hawk Islam, figures finally, or my friend that plays, the Hawk faction is, talking smack to me because of this. So again, it's creating conversations that are very encouraging for us because we want to make sure that the fans really do feel the love. They feel like they're part of this story. And I mean, to be honest, we're listening to them. We're looking at the comments. We're reading this stuff. So we want to see, we want them to feel part of this journey as we're bringing this property that is, like I said, not as well known as others, but the passion behind it is so inspiring. We really want to make sure that people feel that is coming from the filmmakers and all of us on the back end as well.
And hey, also, if you haven't seen the trailer, definitely go check that out.
Yes, please.
It's absolutely fantastic. Plus, there's a great reaction video of everybody finally seeing the clips. So we saw that and we're just like, yeah, we feel the same way. Well, I know we're running low on time. I thank you very kindly.
Thank you so much for your time.
Well, there you go, guys. We just wrapped up the press room for Infinity. Make sure to stick right here to That's My E for more news coming your way. That's my entertainment. What's yours?